I'm the one in the family that got the Jewish nose.
I have a video on right now, huh? Smile at me there, girl.
What?
Hello, you're on the video.
What?
Atta girl. Okay, we're going to record something. That's the music. Affirmation. I've been thinking a bunch about that in the last couple of days. Yesterday, Hillary and I went down and visited with her brother Cam and sister-in-law Mary. Had a delightful time. And in the course of the conversation, I mentioned to Mary something about her brother Steve. Steve lives in Sarnia. He's a very gracious guy. Always has a smile on his face. Always going to look youthful. Red hair. Kind of a Richie Cunningham look about him.
Yeah, always
yeah, but he's just, every time I see him, it's all positive. He's so much in favor of taking time, hearing what I have to say, being truly interested. And how many times do we meet people who are that open and that affirming and that invested in you in the moment? I told Mary that, Steve reminded me in a lot of ways of a teacher I had in high school, Miss Wyatt. Miss Wyatt would do the same thing. She was a spinster woman, always huddled over a big armful of books, and her hair combed back and her glasses just about sliding down off her nose. But when you wanted to talk to her, she stopped what she was doing and gave you much more than the time of day. So I think about that in terms of how we minister to people and how we just plain provide oil to make things move more smoothly. There's a devotional that talks about an old man who walked around the town with an oil can, and every time he saw something that needed to be lubricated, that needed to be made right, he would just dit with the oil can, and he made things easier. He made things more effective, more efficient. Well, affirmation does that. Affirmation says, hey, you have my attention. You are what is important right now. How can I help you? You're quite an interesting package. Tell me more about yourself. You tell me more about you, as opposed to all this yattering that goes on about me in social circles. And you know what? I think that kind of approach to people is going to be winsome and drawing unto your master. Because truly Jesus was that way as he walked around the village and told stories about birds and meadows and pearls and carpentry and things that were right at hand. I noticed that in one of the gospel movies. I think it was the Gospel According to John. He would just do that. He would just pick something up and start a parable, and people would stop and they'd say, wow, he really does have the time for me. He really is an approachable guy. He isn't sort of religious and condemning it all down about all the form and so forth. He's a nice guy. And I think that as we do that, as we just plain exercise common courtesy, as we just are there for other people, they start to realize, oh my, I haven't seen much of this. I've only seen the consumer guy out there who gobbles you and moves on to the next. If we have that kind of approach with people, maybe that's how we start the testimony that will bring in the soul. Don't rush right to the blood of atonement. Spend some time in their corner. Affirm and see what comes of it. I think a lot may come of it. I think it's the over-the-back fence, grassroots approach to evangelism. That's all I want to say for now. Doug Blair in Waterloo. Thanks for listening.